Welcome back. Today we are going through my list of what is in and what is out for relationships in 2026. Before we dive into that, I hope you have had a great holiday season, an enjoyable new year. I know for me, I spent the majority of it sick and then dealing with some physical injuries. So it hasn't exactly had the start that I was hoping for. But I also realized that you don't have to have a certain calendar date, a certain time to have a fresh start. So whether you started fresh on Jan 1 or January 22nd, whatever it is for you, just remember it's never too late to start pursuing the change and the growth that you want in your life. For this first episode of the year, I thought it would be fun to go over my list of 5 things that are in and 5 things that are out in relationships for 2026, or at least the 5 things I want out of relationships and in for relationships. So let's get into it. We're going to start with what is out for relationships this year. These are my 5 things that are out for relationships in 2026. And the first one is pathologizing your partner. And what do I mean by this? This is where we label our partner avoidant, emotionally unavailable, narcissistic, codependent, too sensitive. Stop labeling your partner, especially negative things. It does nothing good for your relationship. And unless you are trained and have the ability to truly diagnose someone, we shouldn't be throwing these labels around anyways. In particular, I find the label anxious and avoidant attachment to be pretty harmful because people tend to take these things on as identities versus understanding that they are information and they are on a continuum. And we can lean one way, and in some relationships, we can lean the other. Calling someone a narcissist when they don't truly meet the diagnosable markers of a narcissist is just harmful, and it's mean. So that's out in 2026. No labeling and pathologizing your partner or people you're dating if you're single. Number 2 on my outs is expecting your partner to meet all of your needs. We are over that this year, I hope, thinking that your romantic relationship is supposed to just hit every bucket for you when it comes to your needs, and expecting your partner to know what your needs are. I see this a lot, especially in conflict. When we use the feedback wheel in conflict, we're supposed to come to our partner when we have an issue with a potential solution. But a lot of times we get lazy and we don't want to work on that solution part. We want our partner to just know, to just get us. But that just leads to more confusion. It's your job to understand what you need. So in 2026, we are going to stop expecting our partner to meet every need we have, and we're going to stop expecting them to just blindly know what it is we need when we have no idea. The third thing on my out list is Band-Aid fixes. So believing things like gifts and a vacation or a date night are going to fix your relationship. Or if you have a pattern of conflict that keeps showing up, thinking that one conversation is going to change everything, even though the pattern keeps repeating itself. 2026 is for dealing with the root cause. It's getting rid of the infection. It's treating the wound. No more Band-Aid fixes. Number 4 on things that are out in relationships for 2026 is making excuses and rationalizing your behaviors when you apologize. An apology is an apology. It is simple. It is, I am sorry for this. It is not, I am sorry for this, but this is why I did it. When we spend time trying to either make an excuse or rationalize our behaviors, it doesn't land with our partner when what they're looking for is that recognition that our actions, our behaviors, whatever it was hurtful. So in 2026, I want you to think about your apologies and when your partner brings something up to you, to meet them where they're at, to apologize if you're sorry for the thing without trying to rationalize it or give them reasons for it. In a healthy relationship, you don't have to defend yourself. You don't have to worry that, well, what if they misunderstood me? Deal with what's on the table. If they say something hurt them and you're sorry that they got hurt, you can apologize for that without giving them all the reasons of why you didn't mean to hurt them. And number 5 might be a little bit of a joke to some people, but it is something that annoys me. And that is using pet names when you were being passive aggressive or chastising your partner. I see this a lot where someone will say sweetheart before an insult, or honey before a passive-aggressive comment. And I just think that's out in 2026. I'm over it. I hope you're over it. Don't use pet names unless you're genuinely being sweet and kind to your partner. Okay, so those are my 5 outs. We're no longer pathologizing your partner. We're no longer expecting our partners to read our minds. We're no longer going for Band-Aid fixes. We're no longer making excuses or rationalizing our behaviors when we apologize. And we're done using pet names when we are bringing up a grievance in the relationship. So what's in for 2026? Number 1 is making repair a one-way street. This is something I have gotten wrong many times and many of my clients have gotten wrong. And it's when you're trying to repair a conflict, it's trying to bring up your grievance when your partner already brought a grievance to you. Repair is a one-way street, meaning if your partner brings something to you that's bothering them, hopefully they use the feedback wheel. They let you know what it was, how they felt, the story they made up about it, and what they need to move forward. You meet your partner where they're at, and you deal with that grievance, especially if your partner is the one in their survival brain. Then you definitely meet them where they're at, you deal with that grievance. And then at another time, you can bring up whatever it is that's bothering you. But remember, repair is a one-way street. Deal with one problem at a time in 2026. Number 2 on my in list is treating relationships as your highest potential for growth. So thinking about relationship friction as your growth edge. Remember, your partner is a mirror. They are going to mirror back to you areas where you need a little support. You might need some growth. You might need to treat some old wounds. And that is a beautiful thing. Friction in a relationship doesn't mean a relationship is bad. It's trying to make you aware of something. So let's rebrand these friction points as growth edges and focus on growth in your relationships in 2026. Coming in at number 3, possibly my favorite thing, is getting comfortable being uncomfortable. Relationships, if you want long-term love, require you to be able to sit with uncomfortable emotions, whether they're your own uncomfortable emotions or you're being witness to your partners. But the better you can get at expanding your capacity to be with your own uncomfortable emotions, to truly experience them, the better you'll be at holding that space for your partner. And when you get good at being in the uncomfortable and you realize that you're playing the long game and that not everything has to be resolved immediately in the moment in order to feel good. Sometimes we've got to be in the mess for a little while. And so in 2026, expanding your capacity in your nervous system to be with uncomfortable emotions without blowing your window of tolerance, that is in. And to piggyback on number 3, number 4 of things that are in for relationships in 2026 is a flexible nervous system. There's a lot out there about nervous system regulation. And I think sometimes it gets confusing because it gives this idea that we're always supposed to be zen and chill and in this almost like meditative state about life. But that's not true. We go into activation on a daily basis. Activation is not bad. What we want is flexibility in our nervous system so that we can be in activation and we can still get back into safety and have intimacy and connect with our partner. So when we have a flexible nervous system, we have an expanded window of tolerance. So we have a deep capacity to receive love and be in connection. And we also have a big capacity to be with uncomfortable emotions or to, stay present in situations that are more activating. So a flexible nervous system is what's in for relationships in 2026. And my last in for 2026 when it comes to relationships, it's men and women on the same team. It's no longer pitting men and women against each other when it comes to relationships. It's realizing that we all rise together. It's not about one being better than the other. Relationships thrive when the goal is to build each other up, not trying to be superior to each other. So out with the red pill, out with fourth wave feminism, in with deeper connection, deeper curiosity, better communication and understanding so that we can have relationships that are fulfilling and fun. So the 5 N's for 2026, make repair a one-way street, rebrand friction as your growth edges in relationships, expand your capacity to be with your uncomfortable emotions, build a flexible nervous system, and men and women are on the same team. I'd love to know what is in and out for you in 2026 when it comes to your relationship. Until next time.
Thank you for listening to Relationship Growth. If you enjoyed this episode and you're a fan of the show, please subscribe and leave us a review. If you'd like to connect, you can join me over on Substack or follow me on Instagram @LillyRachels. Let's build love that grows.